My brothers, welcome back to the cave. The TheSaintmenSun is waiting for you. Today we get the chapter number 5 of the COVID Italian job. We will see another key actor, the Eco-Health Alliance. Its institutional partner like Department of State and Pentagon, and a private partner like the quota of corporation in big pharma, in big finance. So follow my shirt and see you soon to watch the end of this sad story.
To see the global pandemic scam big picture, we have to understand the role of main actors of a complex project. Boston University Research Feature is the main U.S. biocenter focused on coronavirus and is mainly funded by Pentagon. Even if they say about dual-use research, civil-military, that institute is totally bent to military purposes and linked to Fort Detrick activities on bioweapons. Boston University is deeply tied to the U.S. establishment and to Department of Defense. The official contact with Pentagon on COVID was dated March 20, 2014. A general asked to a team of 24 scientists at Emerging Infectious Diseases Laboratories building to work on a project for national security. Times later they received letter of assignment, quote, "Your task is to be able to enhance the virus known as SARS-CoV-2, expanding its virulence and infectivity as much as possible," end quote. The document was registered at DoD as 37/LWQA with the date. This may be the cluster around which business and political interests have gathered to build a global virus-centric fraud, to turn democracies into fragile structures and citizens into fearful subjects. It started with Bush Jr. to arrive to Biden, so it is a perfect product of deep state ideology that involved Democratic Party and old Republican establishment, that someone calls rhinos. Trump tried to disassemble it, but it is not clear why, in some cases, he supported it. EHA was founded in 1971 by the English naturalist Gerald Durrell. The alliance was a spin-off of Wildlife Preservation Trust International, turned into a little monster in the guise of a research institute, employed by another British scientist, Peter Daszak, who worked for the Pentagon. EHA found itself at the center of international intrigue and a crime unparalleled in history. Millions of deaths and an economic and social earthquake without equal. The structure of this criminal initiative matched with ordinary, U.S. big business scheme since decades. Same partnership framework, same mission, same attitude to violence, no ethic. The main external funders were AstraZeneca, Chimerica, GlaxoSmithKline, Mysa Vaccines, Merck, Novavax and Sanofi. The new age of EHA began in 2008 when an article was sent to Nature magazine. The title was, "Global Trends in Emerging Infectious Diseases." It was a first map of global disease tipping points. The first partners were law firms and pharmaceutical companies. Behind the curtain there was Bush Jr. administration and Wall Street. The age of securitization of infectious diseases and welfare systems had begun. The real danger is that community is led by a Nazi ideology. An eugenic mindset and ideology that considers some races inferior and aims to study and produce biological weapons based on DNA. This crazy ideology can be found in part of the Masonic culture but above all in the Fabian Society, linked to the motto, "The wolf dressed in lamb." An apparently labor political elite, born in the Victorian period, which served to manage the socialist impulses of the time, while preserving the interests of the empire. It had a pool of first-rate intellectuals capable of producing sophisticated plans. Among them, one who was critical of those methods, tried to warn us. His name was George Orwell. Anthony Giddens, Tony Blair and Bill Clinton are today members of Fabian among many others. London School of Economics, LSE, is the Fabian temple to educate new young elites. Let's see how EHA works in a country where public and private merge. In the list of partners of note immediately a law firm notoriously close to the CIA, Charter, Kinski and Drogan, then to muddy the waters, some eco-sustainable companies, then e-commerce and electronic payment. Then a German giant as Boehringer Ingelheim which produces vaccines and Reckitt Beaconsur products for new diseases, finally two giants of Big Pharma, Johnson & Johnson and Colgate-Palmolive in the hands of Vanguard and BlackRock. Public investors are instead represented by the U.S. government with funding from the CDC, USAID, the NHI, the State Department and the Pentagon. Then there was FAO and the Global Health Security Agenda, a consortium involving 50 countries. We know the system well, it's difficult to back down with these credentials, you can fool anyone, even the Chinese. And that's what must have happened in Beijing.